approach to understanding the stuff that's going on. If you go back last year, Sir John Beddington, who is the UK government's chief scientific advisor, he made a really interesting speech. He said that by around 2030, we could see a perfect storm of food, water and energy crises that would converge and really challenge our societies. And I think he was right. I don't agree with everything he said, but I think broadly he gave a very interesting analysis. And in the book that I've written, really tries to get a grip on the way these crises are actually going to intersect over the next few years. And I came to the conclusion, after looking through thousands of papers and reports and industry analyses and stuff, I came to the conclusion that actually Beddington's analysis was very optimistic, that we're looking at by around 2018 we could see a real convergence. And that convergence of crises is happening now. It happened in 2008 when we saw the oil price hikes, we saw the food price hikes, we saw the economic recession coinciding with the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and so on and so forth. Well, we're now on the brink of another kind of convergence. In the United States, there's been a conference just this week by the Association for the Study of Peak Oil, where basically what they've said is that we've been on a production plateau for the last couple of 5 years, and world oil production is now declining. And they've said, the debate is over, guys. Peak oil is here, it's happening, it's here now. We need to start planning and discussing this. What are we going to do as societies? Still, the mainstream media have been blanking it out. There's not been any massive mainstream coverage, even though these guys are right on they've got their fingertips on the industry. They know what's going on. We just had a report from the IMF this week come out saying that the West is stuck in a near depression, and that the risks of debt defaults are increasing with time rather than decreasing. We know that the size of the derivatives bubble, and derivatives are the kind of dodgy financial instruments that we were trading to make profits before the 2008 crash. But that bubble hasn't gone down. It's actually got bigger, from 1.2 quadrillion dollars, that's like $1,000 trillion. It's now become 1.5 thousand trillion dollars in the last few years. So people like David Cameron and Nick Clegg are telling us that they're solving the problems. No, they're making the problems worse. And there's just been a report out this week in a environmental research letter, a respected journal, on global warming, saying that the impact of global warming on food production is going to exacerbate crop failures due to the erratic weather that it will create. So we're seeing that now. We've got the UN warning us that we're looking at food prices going up again. The Department of Agriculture has said that supplies are dwindling. We're seeing supplies of corn, wheat and rice, staple foods, dwindling. So that's happening now. This is all because, why is it all happening at the same time? We've also had at the same time, we've got the terror alerts that have been Obama officially endorsed this week. And we've had European politicians and intelligence services saying, well actually we don't see any intelligence justifying these terror alerts. This isn't justified. It's a scare tactic. And now we've had mainstream headlines acknowledging that maybe the Obama administration is exploiting the terror alerts for political gain at a time when his opinion polls are very, very low. And people are questioning what he's doing on the economy, and they're questioning what we're doing in Afghanistan and whether this war is really what it's all about. So the question is how all these things are connected. It's because this current global political economy, this system, is in its death throes. It's not working anymore. It's dying. It's on its way out. And in the next few decades, it will be increasingly difficult for it to sustain itself. And in this historical period that we now find ourselves in, we are in a period of civilizational transition towards something new. And I can make a prediction, and we can think about whether it's going to happen, but at the end of this century, this civilization in its current form will not exist. So the question is really what comes after. Now, I don't agree with the doomers and the pessimists who say it's all going to collapse and that's the end. Yes, there may be some collapse processes, there may be critical infrastructures which might fail. You know, lots of stuff, lots of shit will hit the fan. But the question is, what will come after? Did you actually hear anything I said for the last 5 minutes? What will come after will be up to us. And it will be up to people like you here and now, who are on the fringes, who are on the outside, trying to make things work from the inside, building new structures, new ideas, new values. You guys are planting the seeds for that new world, post-carbon world, that will come and is on its way now. Another world is on its way. It's not just something which is necessary for species survival, which it is necessary. It's something which is arriving and it will be here. So really, I just want to close by saying that keep doing what you guys are doing. Think holistically. Think about how the different areas you're working in, whether it's civil liberties, environment, the economy, security issues, whatever it is, foreign policy, anti-war. Think about how it connects up across to other networks. Join up with other people who are working in other organizations. Educate each other, work together, and try and build up a holistic framework for thinking about how we're going to build a new society and how we will plant the seeds for that new society in coming years, because it's on its way and it will be here. And you guys are on the front lines of that new world. Thank you very much.